Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like Germany is such a weasel country, I'm talking about the leadership, when it deals with Ukraine or United States or France, but it's such a strong country when it deals with China, in this case Serbia. Why is that? How is that possible? I always disliked people who are slavish towards the guys that, I don't know, can punch them in the face, but tyrannical with the other ones around. Now obviously Germany cannot challenge China by any means, okay? But still is mouthy towards China. I made a video yesterday regarding this. And it was very strange how Germany is a yes sir to that corrupt leadership in Ukraine, which is actually United States, speaks through those so-called leaders in Ukraine. And those guys come to Germany and say, hey, you did not deliver the weapons that you somehow ought to deliver to me fast enough. What's going on with that? So I made another video on that, how Ukraine comes and grabs Germany by the ear, say, hey, you're late, baby doll. What's going on here? And Germany's, yes, we're gonna supply you with anything your master tells us through you. So now Germany, this weasel, ballless leadership that's over there, goes and talks to Serbia as a strong country should talk to another country. In this case, Serbia, which we can all put in the same, we can't put them in the same category. Why? German economic and all that. Serbia, I mean, really. But nevertheless, as heart, Serbia surpasses the heart of what's going on in Germany right now and whatever happened in the past 70 years. So, a decimation of the national identity and German pride. It was destroyed since 1945. Good or bad, they're just bent over. So, here we have this article which tells us about Germany telling Serbia to make a choice. So Germany comes and says, you have to choose between the European Union and Russia, because we said so. So this article comes from an Arabic media outlet, Al Mayadin, and this is the title. This is from yesterday, November 1st. Germany tells Serbia to choose between European Union and Russia. First, why is Germany the spokes weasel in charge here? That's the first question. Why is not, let's say, France being the bearer of the bad news, or at least the one talking like this? I don't understand. Anyway, Germany revealed that Serbia must choose between joining the European Union and strengthening its ties with Russia, amid media reports that Belgrade had alerted its military due to escalating tensions in Kosovo. It's going to happen soon. A senior German official stated that Serbia you need to choose whether it was on Moscow's or the EU's side. You can't be on the same, no, you can't. It's either or, with us or against us. Two days prior to a Western Balkans summit in Berlin intended to improve relations with 6 countries in the regions. So this is like you were asked to go to the principal's office with other offenders, and you're supposed to apologize and gravel and do all that because the principal, Germany here, which is just a host country, it just happens in Berlin. We have no authority whatsoever over anything. But what can you do? Some people just forget. And I'm quoting, the need, when I hear the need, the need and immediately. These are two words that you need to do this. No, I don't need to. I have food, I have sleep, I have air, I have sex. What do I need? I don't need anything. Maybe I'd like to, or I could, or I shouldn't, I wouldn't, but I don't need that. So anyway, the relationship, says, the need for a decision is coming to a head, said the official, who asked not to be identified. Weasel, or maybe these guys are lying, right? And I'm quoting, the relationship with Serbia is complex. There is light as well as shadows. Serbia's relations with Russia are certainly part of the shadows. Really. The official claimed that when the foreign minister of Serbia, Nikola Selakovic, and the foreign minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, agreed to consult with one another on foreign policy last month, Berlin was, quote-unquote, surprised and disappointed. Serbia, a candidate for EU membership, I don't think it's going to happen, since 2012. 2012, and these guys want to do it fast track for Ukraine. You compare Serbia with Ukraine? I'm talking about corruption and whatever, I wouldn't. But nevertheless, these guys are, 12 years into the negotiations. So has struggled to strike a balance between historical ties to Russia and aspiration for integration with Europe. Well, I thought I'm a sovereign country. I can do business with anyone I want. Or I can't because mommy tells me so, Brussels or Berlin, it seems like. So then why would you want to go somewhere where you depend on those guys who tell you what to do, when to do, change your culture, change your traditions, otherwise we're not going to give you money and we're going to call you this, we're going to call you this. We're going to step and take a poop on your culture. Yeah, you got to accept this perversion or this one or that one. No, but we'll see. They need money. That's why you have to be self-sufficient if you can. But you're a small country. People will push you, around. So Serbia's, it says, the tension have been heightened by the conflict in Ukraine, where many Serbs are supportive of Russia. Well, these guys are thinking that people would not, it's like the story goes like this. You cannot have any other opinion regarding what's going on in Ukraine than the accepted dogma. Because if you do, according to them, you are this, you are that, and they call you names. No, unfortunately for these guys, people have independent minds, and they can think, and they have information, and they're not weasels. So they might have questions, or might see things that these guys ignore to make their point. So the things indeed are complex in Ukraine as well. But these guys, if you say, well, maybe the things are not really as you tell me, no, they say, no. Why? Because they think they are the arbiters of truth or the owners of truth. And they tell you what's true and what's not true. And excusez-moi, but that's tyrannical. Why would you want to join such an organization, nevertheless? And many Serbs are supportive of Russia. Maybe they remember what you guys did in 1999. Could that be? How just you were, bombarding their country and then taking actually Kosovo out of their country? Should they just forget about it? Well, you deal with the Serbs here, not with Romanians, okay? The Romanians probably, I'm talking about the leaders, okay? And in the case of the Serbs, with the Serbian nation. The country's president, Aleksandar Vučić, will have support from the EU as a whole and from the German government if he takes the path to Europe. That means, I don't like you, Russia, I pledge allegiance, bend my knee to you. That's basically what it is. This is like in the medieval times, or when the Huns were coming. They will come at your castle or whatever the city limits and say, you know what, the walls of the city. And say, guys, you either pay me money and I spare you, or I'm gonna... That's happened with Constantinople a few times, if you remember. And not only. They came to the gates and say, you're gonna pay out? Yeah, okay, pay up. That's it. The same way. Should he choose the other path, it will have ensuring consequences. Nothing changed from those guys to these guys. The same as a guy who asks for protection, quote unquote, in the neighborhood. You have a business, he shows up at your business and say, hey buddy, this is what I'm gonna do. You pay me you can do business. You don't pay me, there are gonna be consequences. Any difference here? Anyway, so it comes as Serbian media reported the country's defense minister Miloš Vučević as saying its military had been placed on high alert because of tensions in Kosovo. And I'm quoting, "We cannot be relaxed and we stand for dialogue," Vučević said, adding that the country's army stood ready to, quote-unquote, protect all citizens of Serbia, including the Serbs in Kosovo, and no one should doubt that, end quote. So the Serbian president made the remarks during a televised appearance on the TV broadcaster, and these are the remarks. "As long as there is no existential threat to Serbia, to its citizens, we will not impose sanctions to Russia. We will pursue an independent foreign policy, which we have defined by decisions on the Security Council. We will find ourselves if we find ourselves in such a situation, if I see and understand that we are faced with an existential threat, then I will address the citizens of Serbia and tell them that we must do so," he said. The Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz, will host a summit on Thursday where the leaders of Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Montenegro and Serbia will sign agreements on reciprocal recognition of identification documents, academic degrees and professional credentials. Well, that's how an independent country speaks, like this Vučić, Alexander Vučić, the president, and the armed forces, the chief, whatever, in charge of the armed forces of Serbia. And I think they have the support of the Serbian people 100%, or let's say 99% to be. So yeah, Germany, they forget. Again, it's kind of like very hitting, because very hurting. Germany coming telling the Serbs, do you think that Serbs forgot the Second World War? I guarantee you they didn't. So it's like kind of like, what, they're trying to come over again? You tell us. We're still very, very touchy about you guys. So yeah, again, how Germany could speak like this to Serbia, but then they're the weasels when they speak with Kuleba or Zelensky or Žmihal or Reznikov or Yermak, all these guys, you know, kosher guys. All right, well, things are gonna blow up in the Balkans. I give it a few months. Maybe could happen very soon. Very soon. Weeks, days. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.